What is up, everybody? Your boy Joey Works back. I got my little lighting set up here. I got ring light, whatever you call it. I got a specialized ring light, a little small one here. I think the lighting looks better. I mean, Stipe's not as lit back there, but I'm lit. I think that's what matters, right? I'm going to chill a little bit, let a couple more people get here in the chat. Leonard, what is up? This is the right link. Yes, I might have put the wrong date on the video, but this is the right link. Now we got the right date. I'm here. All right, so if you watched the video yesterday, man, oh man, let's just talk about my plays from yesterday. You know, before we go through it. So Atlanta versus Washington, game one, I said I'll probably end up betting Braves first five, and I lean over. Both cashes. Cincinnati, I like Cincinnati first five or Cincinnati full game to keep the Pens out of it. Those both cash. Cleveland versus Kansas City, lean first five under. That's a winner. Tampa Bay, Boston. I'm afraid of Red Sox bullpen. Red Sox money line first five. That's a casher. Twins, Tigers, off the game, leaned under. Texas, Toronto off the game. Atlanta, Washington. I was looking to back Atlanta team total over in game two versus Strasburg, which we did, and that was the only loser I had on my official plays today. Milwaukee versus the Cubs. Winner. Milwaukee money line. Gave it out to Run Pure Bet subscribers. Mets, Phillies, I was off. LA Dodgers. Oakland, I was off. San Francisco versus the Padres. We had the first five under 4 at a plus money price. Put it on the board. Cash that one as well. For Chicago White Sox Mariners, I leaned over. No official play. That was an over. Under 4 for Cardinals Marlins. I leaned. That was another cash. Rockies and Diamondbacks hard lean to the over. I put a half unit on that with Run Pure Bet subscribers late. Live. We got in live at a 9.5 number, and we missed that one. But overall, I went 2-2 on the day, plus about 0.6 of a unit after the half unit I just threw down on the over late in the game. But overall, another positive day from baseball. You love to see it. Shout out to chat, Brogan Seacrest, Buzzer Beater, Eric Taylor, Drew, Viral Video, and Leonard. All right, people, I appreciate you guys hanging out. So let's get into this. Obviously, you know, this is episode 2 for me. I'll be doing this every Tuesday and Wednesday night on this YouTube channel, so make sure to hit the subscribe button to Run Pure Bets. Hit the like button for me. I really appreciate that. So with that said, I went 2-1 on official plays. Brewers moneyline cash and the under first 5 on San Fran and San Diego. Braves team total over in game 2 was a loser. And as I've just mentioned, a lot of the leans I gave out last night were cashers. So if you watch this video, I'm going to go through every game for tomorrow as I did last night. There's only 9 games, I want to say. And I'll give you my leans and my official plays. I do have a best bets that I'll put at the end of the video as well, because I know some people were asking for that, and that was my fault. I didn't include those in the video yesterday. But if you're not a subscriber, runpurebets.com. Use promo code BETS25 off, 25% off your first month. I mean, we churn out content. There'll be a MLB video. You know, we'll do MLB. Me and JJ will do MLB videos at least 4 or 5 times a week. We have articles on the website all the time for subscribers only. We have live shows only for subscribers. Obviously, the Discord is where you got to be. That's where we'll give out the live plays. And, you know, the team is killing it. So this is a great time to join. And now, you know, so let's tell a little story about Pops again. So I know yesterday I was talking about my Pops and how he was betting on or gambling on the weather, the under-overs on the weather. Freaking guy. Pretty funny. What's up, Marlon, my guy? Who shot your films? Benjamin, appreciate you guys hanging out. So my dad calls me today, and he's telling me he watched the video last night, and he wants everyone to know that he actually won $14 rather than 12. So I know I said 12 last night. I made a mistake. He won $14 on the under-overs on the weather. So I just wanted to get that out there first and foremost. So then we start just bullshit, you know, talk about the Masters. He's really into golf. He played golf today, actually. And, you know, since I've got older, I kind of got into golf. And now with Run Pure team, I mean, Tony just won $1 million on daily fantasy in golf. You got to be into it, right? So I asked him who he likes. He's big on John Rahm. So, you know, I threw a couple shekels down on John Rahm, rooting for him. But then he asked me if I saw what happened with Tiger. And I'm like, what happened with Tiger? Yeah, it happened a couple weeks ago, right? He got in an accident. He's like, no, I mean, yeah, he got in an accident, but you want to know why the police aren't releasing the footage or any information about it? I'm like, why? He's like, he was probably pleasuring himself, because if he was speeding, if he was doing something illegal, the cops would just release that. It's that they don't need his approval to release it. He was probably jerking off. And if he's jerking off, it's personal, so he has to get the approval from Tiger Woods. The police have to get the approval because it's not illegal, technically illegal to jerk off your car, but he has to get the approval from the police to release it. I'm like, what? Are you nuts? What is wrong with you, right? And then like a couple hours later, they're saying, oh, he was just speeding. So I'll leave. I got to talk to him, and we'll have the other conversation. I'll continue that next week, the other conversation I have with him. But the guy is just a character. The Fax Man is the number one character, but this guy is a funny guy. So just had to get that. It was just a funny ass phone call. I had to share that with you guys. But obviously, Masters Week starts tomorrow, so I'm excited. But let's get on to this baseball. Grind continues. Thursday, April 8th is tomorrow's card. First game, we got Miami versus the Mets. I'm not seeing a line on this game because Miami has not named a starting pitcher. Miami is traveling for the first time this year, as they played every game at home, 6 straight. And now they go to New York to face Tijuana Walker and the Mets, who signed with the Mets in the offseason over from Seattle. The Mets played a series in Philly, and now they come home here. So both teams are somewhat traveling. Tijuana Walker has a 5.313 xWOBA versus Marlins roster. Miami has the better bullpen, but they've used 11 guys in 3 games. In the 3-game series they just played against the Cardinals, in which they got swept and scored a total of 3 runs on the offensive end. I need to really see what the plan is for them at starter before I really, have a strong lean in this game. But I definitely kind of lean Mets first 5 with the travel, the Miami's bats being sluggish. And, the first start for Tijuana Walker is going to have some extra motivation for him. He is at home. So, I would lean Mets first 5. Obviously, there's not a number out yet. We don't have a starting pitcher. So that's all dependent on the numbers, starting pitchers, and whatnot. Next game we got is Cubs versus Pirates. Cubs minus 140, under over 8.5. Jake Arrieta, Tyler Anderson. So this is a rematch from Saturday. These two teams played each other, same starting pitchers on Saturday. And you would think this would favor the offenses here. They've seen the pitchers already. Second time versus mediocre pitchers at best, But with that said, we do have the 30th and 25th teams in batting average. The Cubs being the worst, batting 132. Pirates not much better, batting under the Mendoza line at 196. These two teams in the bottom 10 in batting average, on base percentage, runs scored, and slugging percentage. So, these two offenses have not shown up to date. I guess the Cubs probably have a little bit to do with the weather in Wrigley, the wind blowing in a lot of those games. So, it is with a grain of salt, but I'm really not high on the Cubs this year. I think they're going to be, bad, and they're going to just trade off some of their guys before the trade deadline. But back to the game. Both these starters have pretty good numbers versus their opponent as well. Both teams are traveling in. Cubs are coming from Chicago. Cubs are coming from Chicago to Pittsburgh here. They were playing at home. Now they're coming to Pittsburgh. Pirates are going from Cincinnati here to home at Pittsburgh. These are like terrible pitchers that I would normally target for an over. But after, saying all that, looking at all the numbers, I probably lean first 5 under here. No official play because, I can't trust Jake Arrieta, and I really can't trust the big lefty and Tyler Anderson either. So, the lean would be first 5 under, but I am off this game. Shout out to chat. Jersey Jinx, my guy. Rocco Pacini. That's a new name. Thank you for coming, hanging out, buddy. John A. Drew. He liked the story. So by the way, I am wearing my Oakland Athletics hat. They did get their first win of the year. So you know what? I gave him a shout. I might as well give them, a little shout. But good for them. First win of the year. All right, next game. Boston Red Sox versus the Baltimore Orioles. We got Boston minus 160, under over 9.5, juice to the under. Eduardo Rodriguez is getting his first start of the year here. Alex Cora did say he's built up and he doesn't have a pitch restriction here, but I'm not buying it. A week ago, he went on the DL with a dead arm. Now we're saying he's got no pitch restriction. I don't know. With that said, he also missed all of 2020. So now he the last time he started in the majors was 2019. He had a dead arm. He missed his first start of the year. Now he's coming in and he's no pitch restriction. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry, I'm not. He did have, in 2019, he pitched well. He had his highest strikeout rate, best ERA of his career. He had 19 wins in that season, 6 losses. Obviously, that was a different Boston Red Sox team, much better than the 2020 team. But, this team is finally got the bats going today. Previously, they did have some trouble, but they did end up sweeping Tampa Bay in that series. So things are going in the right direction here. Matt Harvey going for the Orioles. He, again, did pitch versus Boston team, and he pitched decent the first time out. 2 runs, 6 hits in 4 2/3, striking out 4. So Boston is traveling from Baltimore after playing. This is their first road trip. They played 6 games at home previously. Now they are traveling to Baltimore for their first road trip. I mean, not a far travel, don't get me wrong. But I do think this is probably a good spot, again, for the Red Sox to mash Harvey. Second go-around versus Matt Harvey. We're talking about Matt Harvey here. He pitched good the first time. Can he pitch good a second time versus the same team on the second back-to-back start? We did see today, some of the bats get moving. So I am encouraged a little bit on the Red Sox side. Also, I do think the Orioles probably score some runs as well. Eduardo Rodriguez, I don't think he's going to be as sharp as he normally is. The Orioles, aren't terrible against lefties. And I don't think Rodriguez pitches probably, 5 innings at most. I wouldn't be surprised if he pitched 4 innings and go to the bullpen. And Boston's bullpen, we know what that's good for, and it's runs. So the Orioles, basically my official play here would be an over. I would love to get this number at 9. I'm seeing right now under over 9. I am seeing 9. Now it got bet down from 9.5 to 9. Love it. So I'm seeing 9 minus 110, which, I'm perfectly fine with. Over 9 minus 110. Baltimore Camden Yards is a small park. I expect, some homers to be flying out. Definitely check the wind before the game, before you make the bet, but I definitely like to look down over 9 in Baltimore, Boston. Next game we got is D-backs versus the Rockies. Rockies minus 120 favorite. Over-under juiced to the under at 11.5. The Rockies just had a shutout of the Diamondbacks here, 8-0. The Diamondbacks looked like shit. Kento Marte got hurt, and that's not good because he's their best or second best player on this team. It's going Merrill Kelly versus John Gray in this matchup. Kelly pitched 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs versus San Diego first time out. He is a guy with big road and home splits, and he pitches much better at home. Obviously, this game is on the road in Coors Field, which is not what not what you want. He hasn't really seen much of this Rockies team, but they do have a 344 weighted on base percentage collectively against him. John Gray going for the Rockies. He's basically a hit or miss guy. Every other season, he's been good, bad, good, bad. Going back to 2017, he ended with a 3.67 ERA, 20 starts. 2018, 5.12 ERA, 31 starts. 2019, 3.84. 2020, 6.69. This is 2021, so he's supposed to be in the mid-3s here. We'll see. The first start was awesome versus the Dodgers. 5 innings, 4 hit ball, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts. He did go out there, or I know he got pulled from the game for he had full body cramping. They're saying he's fine, no setbacks there. I don't know. Maybe he was getting scared. He's going to give up some runs versus the Dodgers. Maybe he actually had a cramp. It is what it is. But they're saying he's fine here. And these D-backs, they do kind of hit this guy. Kento Marte, as I mentioned, will probably not be in the lineup, but him and David Peralta are batting over 400 with at least 20 at-bats versus him. And Christian Walker's batting 500 with 12 at-bats. He's 6 for 12. I think the Rockies are definitely the better team, especially after watching this whole game tonight. And the Diamondbacks losing a star player. So I would expect more money to come in on the Rockies here. Rockies seeing minus 115 and minus 110 in places. So I definitely expect money to come in on the Rockies. But I don't really want to back John Gray in Coors Field here. the look probably would be the Rockies. I'm sure a lot of the public will be on the Rockies, but I'm afraid of John Gray. I think the better look here is locking in John Gray's strikeout prop. When that number drops, I'm not seeing a number now, 5.5, 6. I'm fine with, especially against this Arizona team losing, if not their best player, their second best player in the lineup. So that will be a look there. Shout out to Chad again, Marlin, HRL. Not sure what that means. Red Sox, Rockies to win again, bro. All right. Viral video, Joey. It sounds like your old man's from Comac, New York. I mean, we're right next door, buddy. D-backs team total under, Leonard. Yeah, I know. Leonard was sweating the game with me in the Discord. So was my guy Jersey and a couple other guys, we were sweating that last game out in Discord. See, that's what's fun about being in the Discord. We're all, especially during these baseball games, I'm in the Discord almost all day, sweating them with the team. And, it's just fun camaraderie we have between each other, and we're all rooting into these winners. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hit the like button. Home run line. The fuck's a home run line? Somebody hitting a home run? I don't know what a home run line is either. A run line, I know what is. I don't know what a home run line is. Stefan, what is up, my guy? So, Royals versus White Sox. We got White Sox -160, over-under set at 9. I'm seeing almost 50% chance of rain in this game, so this game may not be played, unfortunately. Both teams are traveling in here. Royals were in Cleveland today, while the White Sox played in Seattle. Brad Keller going for the Royals. He had a pretty impressive opening day, to say the least. 1 1/3, 9 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks versus Texas Rangers. I did take a chance with him. It was opening day. He hadn't pitched. That was his first opening day pitching. Obviously, the nerves were flowing. He doesn't have, strikeout stuff either. He pitches to contact. So maybe he was a little stiff. But he is a guy. He's a big dude. And his walks were up last year as well. That's a recipe for disaster, especially when, got strikeout stuff. So the White Sox should be able to hit this guy. I anticipate if this game goes off, White Sox team total over is, like easy money, particularly, But White Sox, they're starting Lance Lynn. And the Royals, have looked good. The bats have looked good out the gate. Salvatore Perez, Andrew Benintendi, and Carlos Santana all have good numbers versus the old vet in Lance Lynn. And then in his first start for Lance versus the Angels, he struck out 6. He walked 2 people and gave up 2 unearned runs on 6 hits over 4 2/3. He's old reliable. He always eats up innings. And I think, I think he'll pitch decent here if this game goes off. But, the Royals bats have been hot. And I don't really want to back the White Sox. The bullpen has been shaky. Maybe White Sox first 5. But I think the best look would be just to take the White Sox team total. You don't have to worry about any other variables going on there. So I don't have an official play here, but that's what it'd be. White Sox team total over. Mercedes going to keep this up, Adam? I mean, that's a good question. I'm rooting for the guy, definitely. Kid Clue, take a chance with Harvey. Fuck it. All right. I mean, you could take the chance. I'm not taking a chance. Stefan likes the bacon. Yeah, we're going to eat. We're going to eat, Stefan. All right, Seattle Mariners versus the Minnesota Twins. Next game, Twins -200 up to already. Over under set at 8. Marco Gonzalez versus Jose Berrios. Lefty Marco Gonzalez, he gave up 8 hits, 5 earned runs, including 3 home runs versus the San Francisco Giants on opening day. Now he gets a Twins lineup batting .390 versus him collectively, and with a WOBA of .350. I think he's in for a long night. He doesn't have overpowering fastball and barely strikes anybody out. He needs to keep the ball down. He uses his sinker the most to keep the ball down, which he should have a little success here. But, if he hangs a curveball, he hangs something. These Twins bats can take that over the fence in one swing. This is another game where both teams are traveling in here. The Twins going, obviously, Jose Berrios. I mean, if you didn't watch his opening day start, go back and watch the tape. The guy was phenomenal. 6 scoreless innings of no hit ball, 0 walks, and he struck out 12 against the Brewers. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Brewers offense hasn't showed up to date. I mean, maybe today in extra innings, but, still very impressive start. His fastball velocity was up a mile from last year, and last year his fastball velocity was at a career high. So, he had his best strikeout rate last year as well. So, he's really putting a lot into it. He thinks this Twins team has a lot of, potential, and they do. They just need the starting pitching when it comes to the playoffs. That's always been the problem. They can hit. This team can hit. It's always the starting pitching when it comes to the playoffs. So, he is, another ground ball guy, Barrios, and I think he pitches really well against this Mariners team. Twins first 5, -0.5, -120. It's got to be an official play. I mean, there's no way around it. I was trying to find a way to, I always, when I'm making a play, I'm trying to find a way to get off of the play, just to make sense to it. But there's no getting off this play. Twins first 5, -120. It will be a play of mine. Next one we have is Brewers versus the Cardinals. Brewers -130 right now. Over under set at 7.5. Corbin Burnes versus Adam Wainwright. Burnes has great stuff. 5 or 6 different pitches. He'll probably only throw 5 of them, but he actually has 6 different pitches. He has a high strikeout rate, low hard hit rate. He struck out 11 in his first start in 6 1/3 innings against the Twins. He gave up a lone solo home run to, I want to say it was Byron Buxton. Don't quote me on that, but he gave up a solo home run in the game. That was his only dilemma. The scary part is a lot of these Cardinals do have good numbers versus him. Paul Goldschmidt, Matt Carpenter, DeYoung, and Tommy Edman, all over 450 weighted on base percentage, but they also whiff a lot, So another play I'm not quite interested in. Another play I am quite interested in is Corbin Burnes' strikeout prop, because these Cardinals definitely swing and miss a lot and swing at a lot of pitches out of the zone. And, if they hang a 5.5, another 6, I'm totally fine with it. They struck out 11 versus the Twins last game. I see a lot of the same happening here, So I will be on that if that's hanged. I don't see a number yet. Obviously, Adam Wainwright, Waino, gets the gig for the Cardinals. He got smacked his first start, 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, while striking out 1 over 2 2/3 versus the Reds. I mean, I couldn't even believe people were backing Wainwright going into that game. I saw people on the Cardinals money line. I'm just thinking to myself, Wainwright is 39 years old. He has no velocity on his fastball. If you're not swinging at balls versus this guy, you will have success. If you do not expand the zone, you will have success. Do I think Milwaukee expands his zone and swings at garbage? Yes, because I've seen them do it time and time again. So he did pitch well in 2020 in the shortened season, but his numbers have slowly regressed season after season. No one on the Brewers really has good numbers versus Waino. And as I mentioned earlier, the Brewers' offense has been bad. They struck out the most in all of baseball, bottom 10 in batting average, and on base percentage. So, as hard, as it is to say, I mean, I got to lean first 5 under here. I got to think Waino can limit them to 2 runs, maybe 3 runs. If the first 5, I don't have a first 5 number up yet. Let me see if I do. Let me just try to pull this up real fast. First 5. If I have a 4.5, I'm fine with it. What do we got here? St. Louis, Milwaukee. Yeah, it's at 4. Yeah, St. Louis, Milwaukee 4. I know Waino could give up 4 himself, so my lean would be under. But I'm off that game, and I definitely like if you're going to target Corbin Burnes' strikeout prop. So we'll see some other fathead in here. I'm on the under 227. All right, fathead. Not sure what game that is, but that's definitely not baseball. Yelich didn't lose his touch, Leonard. Yelich fucking smacked the ball today. Yelich was the only one who got hits. I think Yelich got 3 hits today. Adam, his home road splits are insane. You're right, and they are home here. So you're right. The under is, that just adds value to that under, as I mentioned. Adam said the Marlins strike out more than I did in high school. That's a pretty good one. Angels at EV is interesting to me. Stripling did not look great against the Yanks. Jack, I think that's the next game. We will talk about that. Marlon likes the Twins on the run line. Kid Clue likes the Twins right now. Yeah, we're all in agreement about the Twins. I'm on a little microwave bacon myself. Yep, I will be after I get off the show. I had to, grind, get you guys these winners first, and then we'll get to that. Yelich went 3 for 4. Yeah, I'm saying, John, he definitely had a good day. He was smacking the ball today. So on to the Angels Blue Jays. Blue Jays are the favorite, -120, over under set at 9.5. Griffin Canning gets his first start for the Angels versus Ross Stripling. This game is being played at the Blue Jays spring training field, which is TD Ballpark, and that's in Florida. So I think it is safe to assume a slight increase in offense in this field, especially home runs. The weather for sure will be better than what they would play in Toronto or even Buffalo, where they played in 2020. And it's looking like it'll be 66 degrees with the wind blowing slightly out. The Angels did have the off day today, come in rested, while the Blue Jays played early and lost series 2 of 3 to the Rangers, who were surprisingly, smacking the ball and winning some games here. So Griffin Canning, as I said, he gets his first start of the season here. He did struggle in spring training and is yet to put it all together, But he's a young guy, only 24 years old, has a lot of promise. He finished 2020 with a 3.99 ERA. He has a K per inning and a hit per inning, which is, kind of outweighs each other. But this Blue Jays team is as free swinging as it gets, basically. They got shut down by Kyle Gibson today, who, if you watched him opening day, that guy got one out. He literally got one out on opening day, gave up like 8 earned runs, 8 earned runs. So now he comes in versus the Blue Jays today, 6 shutout innings, 8 Ks. I mean, the Blue Jays are like, I saw a lot of people like, oh, I love the Blue Jays. I love the Blue Jays. I mean, the Blue Jays are going to struggle. If their offense doesn't win games for them, they are going to struggle because past Hyunjin Ryu, who pitched today, and they lost, Kyle Gibson outdueled Hyunjin Ryu. Now, number 2 starter is going to be Ross Stripling. That's not a recipe for success, especially not in the AL East. So, I mean, you could like the Blue Jays all you want. If you want to bet the Blue Jays to win the division, hit my DM. I'm taking all bets on that. So, Stripling, he went 3 1/3 first start, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs. He did face the Yankees, which is, you got to take it with a little grain of salt. Every batter is kind of a little bit of scary. He does have a WOBA of almost 400 versus Angels team. And he has a BIP of 7.35 and a FIP of 7.35, which is not good. Those are advanced numbers for pitchers that take variables out. 7.35, not very good. I said this earlier. I'm going to look to back the Angels overs early on, and probably a lot this year. I'm going to back just overs in Angels games. And this one fits the bill. The Angels bullpen, I know they had an off day, but they have been used a lot early and often. So the look here is over. I'm seeing, let me just double check this at the time right now. We got 9.5 I'm seeing. Let me see. Oh, I got this as first 5. So Angels, no, wow, it's up to 10 already. Damn it. I was seeing a 9.5 last I looked. It might still be at 9.5, but I'm going to wait to get it at 9.5 at -110, and I'm going to bet the over 9.5, the ballpark. The variables are the starting pitching, the Angels smashing so far. Everything's just adding up that I gotta take the over there. And last but not least, we got the Oakland Athletics versus Houston Astros. I will, if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat after this. After I get through the last game, I'll answer any of your questions, and we could just, bullshit, whatever you want. So Oakland versus Houston, the Astros -165, under over 9.5. Again, these teams match up after the Astros just swept them in a 4-game series to begin the year in Oakland, nonetheless. Astros mash lefties, as I said, time and time again, and they get to face this guy a second time around, Cole Irvin, who is not a household name because he sucks. He gave up 4 runs on 7 hits over 4 1/3 inning. He struck out 2 people in that game. His advanced numbers are bad. He has almost a 500 xWOBA versus this Astros teams. And not things get better. Not many things get better when you go to this Oakland's pen. Their pen has been bad this year. Has been used the most, second most. This pen has the second most innings out of every team in the majors, and it has the second worst ERA and xFIP. Houston's in for, if they can't fix these pitching woes, which I thought the strength of their team was this starting pitching going into this season. And, the bullpen, maybe a slight decrease in the bullpen, but the bullpen should still be good. If they can't fix these pitching woes, they are in for a long year. Houston looks good. The Angels look good. They could easily finish third and who knows? They could drop even worse. But Houston, Christian Javier going for Houston. He gave up 2 runs on 3 hits while striking out 4 versus A's team in 3 2/3. He did get through the first 3 innings in just 39 pitches. He goes out for the 4th, and he threw 38 pitches. Eventually, Dusty Baker had enough, went in there and pulled him. I think he should be a little better here as he pitches better at home. And, second time seeing this Oakland Athletics team, should be, a little familiarity, a little better. He probably only pitches 2 times through this order, though, because clearly Dusty Baker, has a little – he doesn't fully trust this guy. So I wouldn't be surprised if he definitely doesn't see a 3rd time through the order. But I have a lean towards the Astros full game, but probably just stick with the safe bet and just take the Astros team total over because, once Urban's out and they go to the pen, as I mentioned, the pen has pitched a lot, and their numbers suck. So Astros team total over. If you could get that at 4.5, that would be the number I'm targeting. I did see a 5 earlier, but I'm targeting shop around for 4.5 and the best number you can get. So before I get out of here, before I answer any questions in the chat, best bets, over 9, Boston versus Baltimore. Twins, first 5, -0.5, -120. Over 9.5, Angels, BJs. Those are the Blue Jays for you guys that don't know what a BJ is. And then Astros team total over 4.5. Shop around and get the best number there. Those are the 4 best bets. And that's Joey Work for you. Gas station sushi, midnight MLB cap. And that's right, baby. Got a cap for the next day. Houston team total looks too easy, Adam. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes they just put it on a platter for you. Blue Jays are the MLB version of the Pelicans, young, talented, and reckless. Marlin, I'm getting 10. If it stays at 10, will you fire on Angels game? Angels, 10. I'm fine with 10. Right now, I'm fine with 10. But for my guys, I would wait for 9.5 or shop around. I don't know if Marlin. I think Marlin's in a state where it's not legal yet, so he probably doesn't have as limited books. But for our guys in legal states, New Jersey and Pennsylvania and all the other legal states, I would shop around and try to get a 9.5. But again, we're playing in that small park. Neither of the pitchers are very impressive. I definitely like the look there. Gerardo Hernandez, what's up, my guy? Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Fathead, tie game. I'm not sure what you're talking about. David Fletcher props are always in play, especially any site offering total runs scored. All right, thanks, Adam. Appreciate that, buddy. Let's have a weekend, Stefan. Yeah, let's do it. All right. But that's the card. I ran through it all for you guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Hit the like button before you get out of here. I will really appreciate it. Subscribe to runpurebets.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at Joey Work. I will post free plays once in a while. I did post a free play today. Obviously, that was the only play that I lost today, but it is what it is. That's why you got to be a Run Pure Bet subscriber. You would have got the other winners that I gave to them only. We obviously have a private Discord that you can message me any times of the day, unless I'm on this stream. I will answer, more than likely within the hour, probably sooner. And let's just keep this up. I'm 4-1 last 5 games. Last 2 days, I fully, had full time to dedicate to this, and I did really good. Even my leans from the show yesterday did really well. So I hope you have another good, profitable day tomorrow. I will be back Sunday with JJ, and I'll be back Friday night interviewing a UFC fighter on this channel too. So if you're into UFC, I'm going to interview him, and we're going to ask some questions on UFC fights for Saturday. And then I'll be back Sunday going over Sunday's MLB card with my guy JJ and Holden on this channel as well for free for everybody. So hit the like button. I really appreciate you guys hanging out, and that's all I got for you. Let's have another profitable day tomorrow, Thursday, and I'm out.